Hello everybody, this is Mr. Hovland. It's good to see everybody again. Hope everybody's staying safe and healthy. I have a nice little art project for us to do today. I've been working with the third grade teachers, but you can do this with any grade level. We're gonna talk a little bit about some basic landscape ideas, and we're gonna add a little one-room schoolhouse. Third graders, they've been learning about the pioneer life and one-room schoolrooms and other aspects of that. So I thought it'd be kind of fun to draw a little landscape with a one-room schoolhouse, okay? So for this project, what we're gonna need is just plain old piece of paper. If you got a pencil will be handy. If you wanna do this outside on the sidewalk, maybe get some sidewalk chalk, okay? Are you all ready to get started? Let's do this. All right. Thumbs up if everybody's ready to roll. Should have a piece of paper, or if you're outside doing this on the sidewalk, you can use your sidewalk. Pencil to draw with in case you make a mistake. If you're outside using chalk, you can use that. I'm gonna use a Sharpie just so it shows up a little bit easier on the video for y'all. You guys ready to roll? Let's do this. We're gonna start by layering up our paper for our landscape. We're gonna start at the bottom, about 2, maybe 3 fingers from the bottom. I'm just gonna kind of draw a line that goes all the way across like this. If it's not perfectly straight, don't worry about it. This is nature. Sometimes the line is off. Sometimes a little wobbly, a little warpy, so that's fine, okay? Next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna draw a horizon line that separates the sky and the middle ground, okay? We live in Iowa, and it's very hilly, so I'm gonna kind of draw a wavy, curvy line like that. Maybe I'll draw another line, kind of disappears way in the distance like that. This is gonna be my hills in the background, okay? So if you imagine yourself standing in the foreground, you're looking off into the distance called the middle ground, the background way back there, okay? And then of course the line that separates the sky and the ground is the horizon line, so all of this up here is the sky. Next thing we're gonna do is add a little road so we have a path for all of our pioneers to get to our different buildings, okay? So on my horizon line, right there, I'm gonna make a little point right there. We're gonna talk about something called one-point perspective, where everything kind of leads into the distance. From that point, I'm gonna draw a curvy line that kind of curves down and stops on my foreground line like that. Go back up to that point, start really narrow, and as I go down in my paper, I'm gonna make that line get wider, like that, kind of like a triangle. On the foreground, I can pop those lines back out, but I'm gonna make it kind of come out a little bit wider, all right? And if you think of yourself kind of standing on the road, and maybe it kind of dips down a little bit and then comes back up and then way off into the distance, okay? If you ever in the car driving with your family, you look out the front window, you look at the road, it gets narrow as it gets towards the distance. Okay, so got our landscape. Now we're gonna add our little one-room schoolhouse. And I'm gonna reference one of my personal experiences from growing up. I used to love the show Little House on the Prairie. It's also in book form by Laura Ingalls Wilder. And just about every single episode of Laura Ingalls Wilder, there was always the one-room schoolhouse, and the kids would go in there and they would be instructed by the teacher, and I found it interesting that it was like, you know, little kindergarten kids all the way up to high school age kids, all with one teacher. I think that'd be kind of cool. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna draw a simple little schoolhouse, and it's just very simple shapes, okay? So somewhere in the middle ground, just draw a little straight line that goes horizontal like that. And then we're gonna draw 2 straight up and down lines, vertical lines, like that. Kind of like you're drawing a square, but it's not gonna be a square. We're gonna connect the top with diagonal lines, kind of like a triangle, like that. Kind of a steepled roof, okay? And then we need a door into our little schoolhouse, and oftentimes there's a little staircase that led up, and then there's a door, sometimes kind of rounded on top, little door handle there. Usually there was a little bell off to the side that the teacher would ring to let all the students know it was time to come in to start class, okay? You could stop right here with the simple little schoolhouse like that, but if you wanna take it to the next level and kind of do a 3D kind of a drawing, you could get a 3D form. I'm gonna show you some tricks. So you guys ready? All right, let's start at the bottom corner of this little house here. I'm gonna draw a diagonal line that goes this direction. I'm gonna draw another diagonal line off of that corner right there, okay? You wanna make sure those diagonal lines go the same direction. I'm gonna draw another one on the roof here, okay? I'm gonna connect those with a parallel line. Parallel line means they run side by side. So in the back, I'll draw another parallel line like that. And then I'm gonna draw a parallel line with this angle right here, okay? And then you could add some shingles to it. Just draw little patterns like that, like bricks, keep the rain out, okay? And then there'd be some windows onto the side, let some natural light into the schoolhouse, okay? And then of course, you gotta have the teacher. Teacher usually waited outside for everybody to show up. So just draw your little teacher like that. Waiting outside, okay? And there's our little one-room schoolhouse, okay? Next thing we can do, if you want to add some details and stuff, maybe there's a big old oak tree that the kids would climb, or maybe there's a swing attached to it, so I'm going to draw an oak tree kind of like this. Draw some details, and the oak trees have big canopies, big fluffy canopies, kind of curvy lines like this. Kind of like a big cotton ball. Okay, maybe there's a swing hanging down from a branch that the kids would swing on, okay? And maybe I want to draw another tree off in the distance, so I'm going to draw that one even smaller because it's further away. Show some space and some depth. You could also, if you wanted to, draw a little farmhouse over here off in the distance. Now notice this one is a lot smaller than that one because it's so much farther away, all right? In the sky, you can add some clouds, big fluffy clouds on top. I like to draw the flat bottom clouds, so we can draw another one over here. It's overlapping. Show some space and some depth like that, okay? There we have it. Got our little one-room schoolhouse out in the prairie, or maybe it might be in a small little town. Like I said, if you watch Little House on the Prairie, that was in a little town. But sometimes they're out in the country, and you'd have a road that you would travel to with a horse and buggy. Okay, if you want to add some color to this, you can use crayons, you can use watercolors, markers. If you're outside doing this on the sidewalk, do some chalk. And of course, when you're done, take a picture of these, send them to your teacher. I would love to see these. Maybe we can make a little gallery that we can show all of your landscapes in your pioneer life, okay? All right. Well, I hope that you enjoyed this drawing lesson, took some inspiration from your teacher, learning about pioneer life and what it was like in the one-room schoolrooms or any other aspects of that. If you want further inspiration and some ideas of what it was like with the pioneer life, a great resource would be, again, the Laura Ingalls Wilder books, Little House on the Prairie, or there's the TV series Little House on the Prairie. I think there's like 12 seasons of Little House on the Prairie. Excellent imagery for what it was like back in the pioneer days, all the different kinds of unique buildings and just the way of life. Very fascinating. I would love to see some of these pictures when you're all done. Send them to your teacher and we'll see if we can't get them posted. All right? Y'all take care and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.